What's up, everybody? Philip Blank here with another episode of Start It Up, and today we have with us a 2020 C8 Corvette. Now, this one is a Z51 with a target top, so let's start it up. Now, a lot of people had mixed feelings over the crossover from a front engine to a mid-engine car, but you got to keep in mind this C8 Corvette is set as a sports car as opposed to the muscle car. Chevy's letting the Camaro kind of reign in that field still, so this one is quite a bit different for what kind of vehicles it's comparing to. It's not against your Demon, it's not against your Mustang. It's more into the class of, say, Porsche or some of the other kind of mid-tier sports cars in that field. It's definitely with the mid-engine. The C8 is 182.3 inches long and 76.1 inches wide, but this stance will probably increase on future track packages. The height is 48.6 inches. And as you can tell, the color on this thing is bright. And it's not very easy to get the exposure right on it. But starting off, we got the key here. So, pretty standard key, lock, unlock, and then it's also got a wireless start. You also got the hood and the trunk. Open up, and then your alarm. On the side, manual button for releasing the key. Click that in, slide it out for just in case your battery dies and you still need to get into the vehicle. So starting our tour off with the aggressive front fascia. With our mid-engine, we now have storage up in the front. The best I can estimate is about 3 to 4 cubic feet, with the rest of the volume being in the rear. The whole interior is pretty sleek. I like the simple design on the back side of the hood. And then up front, we do have our brake fluid and our wiper fluid. So you'll top off your wiper fluid up here and keep your brakes full on this guy. So easy access, shouldn't need to worry about spilling much. Though it's a little dark, everything is nicely lined with this carpet. Up here, we got the emergency exit and a charging port. So what this is for trickle charging. It comes with this where you can plug directly into the wall. So if you keep this car not running too often out on the road, you have easy access for keeping it full, and that way you don't have to get into your battery. Also, we got some locking lug nuts. Those need to go on, keep your rim safe. And then we got lash points. And in the manual, it'll say, do not slam the hood. This is why. This is not designed to close like a normal hood, so close slowly and firmly press down to get that lock. Now continuing the tour around this bright color down the side, we got our sticky Michelin Pilot Sport 4S's coming with the Z51 package, along with the signature aggressive side paneling that goes with the new C8s. Now onto the fuel tank. The C8 has a 18.6 gallon tank, which is quite large for the car, only takes premium. But this is kind of fun. There's no gas cap, it just got a double little locking system. And there's a funnel in the back to help you fill that you're supposed to use. So keep the premium only. On to the trunk, or the engine bay, which is actually kind of hard to open with this little spoiler with one hand at least. So got that open. And on to the beauty of this car. The new C8s come with the LT2, which puts out 490 horsepower and 470 pound-foot of torque on the Z51 package. This gets us up to 2.9 seconds for 0 to 60, and a top speed of 184 miles per hour. Now it still gets 15 miles per gallon for city and 27 for highway, so combined of, say, about 20. Now it may seem like a low amount of horsepower on this guy, but just the entire package design, I mean, it can put that power to the ground quick, which is where we get those higher 0 to 60 speeds. And I also love that they made it a great looking V8 that you can actually see and touch, so that's nice. Now in the rear we have about 8 cubic feet of storage, and we got these covers for the target top. When you take it off, it comes and slides in here. This is just a garage cover. And we got the little fuel funnel down here, which is how you can fill your car without a gas cap. And then this, which is a low cargo net. Now on the side, we got the gaping intakes, which on the Z51 actually allows for air channels down to your larger brakes. So, all that keep everything cool. Now we got the outside covered, so we're going ahead and check out what we got on the interior. Now the knobs are hidden. There's a small little electric button on the inside of this intake. Now I love what they did with the interior feel. It definitely feels that of more of a supercar. You're getting a lot of premium stitching. You're getting the accent colors all around. I think they really did a killer job on this. Now on the door, we got the trunk and hood buttons. So pop those to open things up. And then we got your electric door opener, and then the door locks are toggle switches right in front. Up by the speaker, we got the memory buttons to adjust your ride for 2 different drivers. And the seats are fully powered, your lumbar, height, sliders, forward, back, very adjustable and definitely nice. It's not too low to the ground, like say a Lotus or something like that. On the seatbelt. Gotta push to start. Reading screen. Now, they definitely couldn't make this in a manual simply because of this whole system. You'd really have to develop something, as the cab is really designed around the driver. It's like driver-centric. I mean, even the controls for the passenger seat, like these heater and air and all that such, is facing me. So it's on my column where the passenger would have to reach over for that. Now, I'm not gonna get into how many features this thing has. Like, this alone is its own supercomputer with so many options and so many settings, and especially between the different packages. In general though, you got your Android and Apple CarPlay. You can also just have the standard Bluetooth, wireless, any of that. If you want to pay, you can set up a hotspot for Wi-Fi and have your phone be a part of this membership. Now, one kind of neat thing is the PDR. That is your race recording, performance data recorder. What it is pretty much a built-in camera GoPro saving all your car's data to go along with your drive. So first you pick your overlay. What kind of video you're selecting shows how much data is saved on display. So let's go to the track. Preview is showing your G's, your all the data, your speed, your RPMs, your steering wheel tilt. Kind of neat. And then when you are recording this, it is saving everything to a SD card right here in the glove box. You put it in, right down there. So once you put that in, you're enabling this PDR, and then when you would say here, you can select a track if you are wanting to record a track, and then it saves your lap times. It'll start recording. You can have playbacks of what's going on, everything like that. Pretty interesting things to get built in here. Some other notable buttons. Got your front camera, so you can see what's behind you, left and right, and then you can also touch between. So line it up, see where you're gonna go. Got your rear, zoomed in rear, so the blue is kind of showing you what you're seeing. And then these are just having your guidelines on or not. On here, your audio is controlled on the right and left here. They're click buttons. You pull from the back, keep that turned down. Your manual, you need steering wheel, voice, hang up phone, just controls like that. On your left is, I mean, every car is so different, but on the left side is where all your cruise control is. And then this Z button here is how you go into your track package, however you'd have your settings. So there it's showing your G-forces, your RPMs, everything like that. Now in this, you have the mirror in button. When you park, hello there. And then also standard adjustments. One awesome feature is auto up and down. So a lot of cars are getting this, but a lot of them also don't include it. So I think that should be standard in pretty much every car. You got your HUD display controls up here. What info you want up on top. I don't know if you can even see it on there, but you can swipe through. You can change your brightness for what's out there in the display. And then that way you can see your speed and all the different things while that's out there. Other than that, standard headlights, auto. Got all the settings there, your brights. And then washers here, you got your high, low, and interval. Interval, you kind of select the time, longer time between or shorter time between. Not gonna do that now because I don't want to get any wiper marks. And then you pull back. This looks like a button, but it doesn't do anything, so not a button. Now again, on this screen, there are so many settings that you'd have to go through, so I'm not gonna dig into that, but it has a lot in there. But I am really glad that they kept your AC and heat controls separate from the touchscreen. A lot of times when you're driving, you're gonna have to learn how to swipe between modes and hit the things you want, but I'm glad it's up here. You got your display, which is still shown on here, but you have manual controls on the outside. All your standards, AC, max, rear, and it's also sweet that you got heated and cooled seats. So all your passenger side info is the bottom set, and then your driver side is the top set. Keep your sync on to keep the driver and passenger on the same level. Now this is the target top, and this has the transparent roof. You can take it off through that. You set it in the rear. You got your levers on your left and right. And then that folds up, fits inside the bag that's included in the trunk, and it slides right in. Here you got your OnStar, all that. I never mess with that, but this is your motion detector, and then your hazards. The mirror is a camera, but you can also flip it down. I wouldn't do that, as it's tight to see out of. And then you got your controls on the side here. In the rear, you got part of your Bose speakers. Stingray, I know you can get this custom if you wanted, but otherwise you can just leave it as that. In this spot, a wireless charging port for your phone. So you slide it in. It's got a thing that holds it in place. And there you go, it's now charging. Now you do also have your emergency escape. So if you lose power, which is power on automated button, you can pull this up. And that is a manual unlock of the door. These glow. Now putting this in gear, you are clicking buttons, or in these instances you got your park, your neutral, and your manual as buttons, and then your drive and reverse are switches. I'm not usually a huge fan of having to select between that, but that's the way it is. Mode here, you are selecting between your drive mode. So up front we got tour, my mode if you want to have custom, weather, and it's really just changing how either your displays or your performance. So there we go into our track mode, and it now switches to only the things you need to see. So you got your RPM gauge up top, and then when you're in manual, what gear it will be in, things like that. So 1, things like that. You also got your tire pressure, all that info in there, and your lap timer. You can set that up to be showing you everything you want. That sounds good. So we'll go ahead and take off here. It's got a really nice throttle feel, and the brakes are responsive. I'd say it gives a lot of confidence in the corners. I mean, this feels really tight. There's no slop. Now, overall, though, drivability of this thing, like, yeah, a little pricey for a daily driver, I suppose, but it's comfortable. It's smooth. It doesn't really behave odd like some other race tunes. I'm sure the Z06 or Z07 is going to be quite a bit more stiff, but this thing is smooth. Also get hydraulic lift for any time you are coming across a really low like say speed bump or something entrance to a neighborhood. You can have a GPS enabled lift, and that lift will automatically remember where you're lifting at, and then it'll raise your nose when you get to that spot. really doesn't do it justice. Woo! Get into manual mode. Pros of this car are also going to be the con, just the fact that there are going to be a lot. GM's definitely going to mass produce these guys and put them everywhere, which will make them quite a bit less special when you see them for as aggressive as they look. They really can be disguised as a Ferrari almost to the people who don't know cars. But that's not a bad thing that everybody can get their hand on something so fun. So it does stink though that demand right now, dealers are marking these babies up, and especially when the new track packages come out and possibly the hybrids that they're mentioning, it's gonna be, man, I can't even imagine what kind of prices they're gonna put. Back in a drive. This car really is a win though. I know there's gonna be a lot of hate on it just for all your Mustang and Challenger lovers out there, but this thing can really hold its own, and I think it does the Corvette name a lot of justice. So definitely bright things to the future of Corvette. I really hope you can get some time on the wheel. One of these babies, I know I'll really enjoy having this one. So, thanks for watching today. Let me know if you got any questions or comments down below. Also, let me know what you'd like to see us start up next. So, have a great day. Peace.